All right, I'm opening the room up.
Recording in progress.
All right, we're gonna let a few people come in. We're gonna let Raymond Bonilla's screen load.
Mr. Bonilla.
Mr. Bonilla. Let's see. Okay, this is the holiday episode, so pretty excited.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, get your drawing in tonight because we're going to be on hiatus for the holidays for a bit. So
I think we just missed one night, right? We just miss Christmas, basically. I don't know because New Year's Eve is that's up to you, Timmy. New Year's Eve is on a Friday or a Saturday.
huh. We'll have to see. We'll
Yeah,
have to see.
I'm making no promises.
Yeah, no promises. Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna have a busy holiday, so we all are.
Yep.
So, well, we're gonna give just a couple more minutes. I read a meme that was like nothing's more awkward than the 3 minutes dedicated to letting people get into a Zoom room. Yep, well, that's what we're doing. Yep. Load
so
the
true.
room
New
up.
Year's Eve party.
Hey, Ray.
Hey, Ray.
Hey everyone.
Hey, Ray.
Can you hear me okay? Hey Bill. Hey Cassandra. Hey John. Hey Timmy.
How you doing, Raymond?
Good.
I mean, do you need to talk fancier now that you have like something on a permanent collection in a museum?
Well, it's not my only permanent collection, Cassandra. But yes, the answer is yes.
The truth is he's been talking differently all this time.
Yeah, I've been really just like classing down my my accent, my real accent the whole time.
All of a sudden, you turned into the most interesting man in the world.
Right?
He's going to add a third to his name.
Yeah.
Raymond Bonilla the third.
I actually am.
Do we
the
now?
third.
Is it now Mr. Raymond Bonilla? Like,
Esquire.
It's somewhere in between that and Lord. I don't know. Or Don.
This is
Count
great.
Bonilla.
This is great
So hard.
content, and I hate to cut it off, but I'm going to do the intro.
Illustration, isolation, illustration, isolation.
Okay.
Timmy, is it sharing by any chance? I tried to.
Uh,
Same problem we had this morning. I did.
Yeah.
I'll try it again.
give it another try.
Nope. Same issue. So hey, hold on. I know the fix for it. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. Unplug it and plug it back in.
it's on the top of the screen.
I would suggest jiggling the handle.
Good kick to the side.
Yeah, have you do y'all remember the Jimmy Fallon IT guy bit where he would show up to the office and be like, move?
Oh,
There we go.
Yeah, what happens, Timmy, if I grab it before you stop sharing, it just never mind, doesn't matter. It just doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Okay,
All right.
hey, tonight, welcome, Christmas episode. Where are we, Timmy? 92 or 93? Episode 92
Oh
or
my
93?
gosh.
I
90.
think it's 92.
So this will be our second Christmas episode, is that right?
Our second Christmas episode.
Yeah. And so
Or holiday episode. We're going non holidays, right? Yeah.
So, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. Should be fun. We're going to be doing some Christmas characters from movies. I did not choose the reference tonight. All the credit goes to Cassandra. Cassandra, thank you very much. It's
Better for worse.
it's gonna be fun. So our first pose tonight, this guy, Will Ferrell, Elf. Our second is Michael Caine as Scrooge, Ebenezer. And you could do Kermit also, I guess. Third is is it George? I can remember his name. Oh, George and Mary Bailey from It's a Wonderful Life. Jimmy Stewart and Donna Reed. And our fourth is Ralphie. And oh man, I can't remember Ralphie's real name. Well, that's too bad. This is Ralphie from A Christmas Story. He's got an unusual name, and I'm surprised I can't remember it. But I've had a busy day today. So
Peter Billingsley.
Yes.
Yeah, because I kept thinking of Barbara Billingsley. There you go. There you go. Thank you very much, Ray. So we're ready to go. We're going to do the last. I show 4. You can do either or of the last 2. And the first 2 are going to be 20-minute poses. The last pose is going to be a 40-minute pose. In between, it's great if you could post your images to #illustration_isolation on Instagram. And we're ready to go. So let's start drawing. I should have introduced everybody. Well, I guess I can do that while we're drawing. I am going to stop sharing.
That'll be great because we've got a few new guests in here too. So we've got Audrey here tonight.
Audrey is here.
Surprise, I am here.
Audrey couldn't resist this reference. Is what
I mean, can I say no to my favorite frog? No. I cannot.
I keep thinking that Audrey has got some Christmas outfit on right now.
Okay, you're not wrong.
That would be my guess too.
I do have a velvet frock on.
Yes.
No, my partner's mom just sent me this like very, very wonderful shirt that has like poopy Victorian sleeves, and I just tried it on and I was like, oh, I'll just wear this while I draw.
That's amazing.
Awesome. You were not wrong.
Bill, what kind of frock are you wearing right now?
It's not velvet, I can tell you that.
So Velcro, right? Velcro, that's what I'm wearing.
Velcro, yeah, it's a Velcro frock.
So I'm gonna kind of just go around the room. Bill Cobe, wonderful illustrator, painter, comic artist. Cassandra Loomis, illustrator, and I'm going to say illustrator / stellar painter of animals, of humanized animals. Love what she does. Audrey Ben Jamison, killer illustrator, and I'm trying to think of something good to say about Ray. Ray is an absolutely wonderful painter. And I thank you all for joining me tonight. I hope there's more. I don't know if Dale will make it or not. Everybody in here, everybody that's drawing, I'm going to exclude myself. Everybody that's drawing is an industry star and just a magnificent artist. And I thank you all for being here. And it's great. Our new format. Ray, take notes.
I just got that out. Cassandra, what does your stopwatch say in terms of the insults coming my way?
Hey, I think he made it almost a full 3 minutes. That's impressive.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive, John. Thank you. You know what? That'll count as my Christmas present.
Yeah.
That's how he said he cares.
Yeah. It's able to get through the whole intro.
It's all about love.
think that was Dale's Christmas present.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So it's a co-present, you know. Hey Audrey, it's so great to be drawing with you again, man. It's been a while.
Yeah. It's good to be here. I was like, why not? I miss you guys. Yeah, I also got these in the mail. My best friend sent them to me. I was curious if anyone's ever tried these watercolor palettes.
Oh, I've seen that, and I've always been curious to try it.
They're so vivid. I'm having the greatest time. They're a little hard to like flip from color to color, but they're really cool for just portable quick stuff, which would work well for today. But yeah, I was like, oh, I should come back, and then I should just keep it simple and play with these.
That's so
So
cool.
what exactly are they? They're like actual palettes?
Yeah, they're pads. I know you can get some like some sample sets like this in the mail, but it's I think it's Viviva color sheets, super vivid, transparent watercolors, and they come in little pads like this. But it's also very strange and I don't know, interesting to see like peacock blue. I don't know if you can see it, but it looks extremely like a purple or almost
like a magenta almost.
Yeah, like a metallic magenta, but no, it is vibrant peacock blue. So
no way. So those are the colors down at the bottom to give you a sample of.
I think they just organized them by yeah, like roughly what the hue would look like, but it's a lot brighter than that. But yeah, essentially it is that one. So funky. Yeah, because the Viridian definitely does not look like that. So maybe if it was like super washy. But yeah, so I would definitely recommend these so far.
They look a lot like Scratch and Sniff to me.
Yeah, I mean, smells like pigment, kind of. Kind of smell them. They smell like something. Okay, I'm talking too much. Go get some water.
I only know about them because I saw someone use them in a TikTok video, and I was fascinated by like the concentration of watercolor on sheets and the portability.
Yeah, it lasts too. It's crazy.
Are they on paper sheets?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're on paper sheets.
That reminds me, like I seem to think like there was something like that around when I was a kid, but not the same quality.
Sorry.
I'm like my mind is blown away by those things. I've never seen that before.
Wild, right?
Yeah, it's super wild. Just when you think they've figured out, when you think we're at peak art supply, all of a sudden they come out with something like that. It's just like, what?
Yeah. Anything to keep it simple.
That would be kind of a cool concept for like a watercolor advertisement is similar, like the cologne swatches for magazines.
Mm-hmm.
I think somebody should do that with watercolors.
Timmy, I think they do that, kind of.
Do they really?
Yeah.
That would be cool.
That would
in
be
magazines?
Not in like that. Okay, that would be the next level. But I think they do it where you can just there's it's like there's a company, Daniel something watercolors. I think it has the name Daniel in it for some reason.
Yeah.
But
Daniel Smith.
Is it that?
It might be. I mean, yeah.
That
the most generic name possible.
But they do send you samples, almost like the cologne patches.
Okay.
So
yeah, I want it like in like I'm like flipping through Vanity Fair and they're like, try our watercolors.
Right. Yeah.
You could be. I like that. Let's do that.
That's
And
kind of
they're like,
ingenious.
why'd you
They-
guys go out of business? And they're like, we blew all our money on this.
You leave your mail out in the rain painting.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-oh.
Someone left the paint out
great.
in the rain.
Well,
So
I know they used to do like some of the old school. I have like these step-by-step graphics magazines, these issues, and like they have some of the paper companies, like it's like, oh, our watercolor paper, and they actually had samples like that you could just take out. Or like there some of the printers like for the papers that you would try out, like, oh, you know, like feel the texture on our paper, and they would just have a little square in the issue. But I never thought to that, you know, watercolor samples, that'd be like, that's ingenious, you know.
It is brilliant. Well, how nice for travel or like short trips, like that can just go in your back pocket.
Yeah, it can.
Yeah, I gotta take a look at that.
I
And
mean,
it's just
oh, sorry, Ray, go ahead.
no, I was gonna ask Audrey, so it's just watercolor, it's not like pan gouache, right?
Nope, it's really just nice translucent watercolor.
Cool.
But you can get some pretty opaque marks on it too. So I'm just not working on very thick paper, so I'm gonna do just little stuff.
Sorry, John, didn't mean to
It's
interrupt.
okay. I was just gonna make the suggestion that Timmy, we need to get a laugh track, I think.
Laugh track, but we should make the laugh track like of us laughing.
Like for real, sometimes I've thought like I've like I'll be the end of the night and I'll be like, you know, that thing I said, that was pretty hilarious. And I wonder how many people quietly laughed alone that I didn't get to hear.
Yeah.
Sometimes I quietly laugh at something and then I realize that I'm muted. So you never
Oh
know.
yeah, whenever Dawn is in the room, I'll be like, unmute yourself, man, because like I need somebody to laugh, because it is painful when you like tell a story or something and then it's just like dead quiet because everybody's also trying to be polite and like mute their mics when they're not using them.
Online teaching
Yeah.
or teaching on Zoom.
Hey, we've got quite a few new people tonight, and somebody just asked what the goal is tonight. So just to clarify, we're just drawing. We're drawing from photo reference. I'll drop the link as soon as I'm done chatting, but just grab these photos that we're using on the website and just draw along with us. And be sure to post your work throughout the night. We're going to check it out at the end. So, but yeah, just to draw.
The goal is to win.
Yeah, it is a competition.
win at drawing.
Yeah. A laugh track would be pretty good. I'll reach out to my sound engineer guys.
I've been petitioning for jingles and laugh tracks for, I think, since some of the first episodes, Timmy.
Well, we
So,
got the jingle for the opening.
yeah, that is true. We do have a theme.
Catch
song,
me
I
up. What's
think.
the jingle?
Well, it's
Yeah.
the illustration isolation song.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
She's never been here early.
No, I really haven't. Is there one?
She always comes
Yeah,
in.
there really is.
Yeah,
Audrey,
we have a
Play.
theme song.
Hey, okay, I have been away. Please
We've
elucidate.
had the theme song for like a year and a half.
I can't tell if I'm being trolled or not.
No,
No,
I'm
no,
dead.
you
I'm
Yeah,
dead
it's
serious.
serious. Like I'm petitioning that it needs to become a cell phone ringer for people.
Okay, well, if there's a way for me to hear that.
When was the before?
No, I actually I reached out to a good friend of mine. He does jingles for commercials with his brother. They own like a jingle house. They do music for TV and stuff.
Jingle core.
Yep. And I was like, hey, could you and your brother make a theme song for us? And it wasn't until I sent it that I was like, oh, damn, like, I'm going to get stuck with whatever jingle this guy sends me. Like, hope this is good.
And it was.
I mean, you phrased that wrong. We are going to get stuck with
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm glad you were for real.
Oh, the jingle's perfect. It fits our level of technical delivery.
It really sets the tone.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you're gonna have to play it again just so Audrey knows that it's real and we're not pranking her.
I guess I can always just like show up at the beginning.
You could watch an episode, you know, you could show up.
Oh yeah, I'll do.
Well, Audrey, I think you've been in episodes where the jingle has been played.
Oh yeah, multiple.
Yeah.
Like this one.
But
under the radar jingle.
You know what? I would just not ever listen to it under protest. There you go.
Somebody just said, we make music if you ever want to use something. If you create an illustration isolation theme song, I don't promise, but we will very likely play it at least once.
I promise that I won't promise to play this.
Like, yeah, I'm definitely not going to make a promise on that, but odds are we'll play it one time minimum.
Jingle at your own risk.
Jingle at your own risk would be like a really nice cover version of Jingle All the Way. Like, like Jingle Bells, Jingle at your own risk.
Oh man, that's really good.
Jingle at Your Own Risk is the name of our holiday album.
So Cassandra, I was shocked that this wasn't like I want to congratulate you for showing a lot of self-restraint not to make this entire stream a Die Hard movie, theme night for Christmas, ultimate Christmas movies.
I totally submitted 2 images for Die Hard. They were not chosen.
Wow.
You
Yeah.
as an intro. One is an intro.
Yeah,
I didn't want to, we can only choose 4. I mean, and I really did, I always try to guess who's going to like the reference the most, who's going to appreciate the reference.
Mm-hmm.
I really thought I was the reference I'd put out there. I was basically trolling for Audrey.
Oh my God. It's just like John with like Kermit the Frog on a fish hook.
Well, that I just thought like that had to be an obvious in because it's a classic.
Yeah, it's the best version of the Christmas Carol too, objectively.
I was watching this woman and she goes through films and finds errors in them, and so she started out with the Muppets Christmas, and she was like, okay, so I'm here to point out anything that they got wrong, any errors, or if they messed up on the story, or if like there's a coffee cup in there. She's like, so we're starting with Jim Henson's Muppets a Christmas Carol, and then she goes, there's nothing to be found wrong with this film. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's true.
Cassandra
Hi,
and
Bar.
I guess everybody, I'll look for them and I know I can find them, but I have a series of photos that my father was doing something with Jim Henson, and they shot pictures of him and Miss Piggy and Kermit.
What?
Oh, I love it.
Yep.
That's amazing.
When he first moved to Kansas City, I mean, his reason for coming here was through Hallmark, and they were doing a project with
Aw.
Jim Henson. So it was kind of cool.
That's so cool.
I didn't know that Drew Struzan did the poster, but of course he did for that one.
He was everywhere at that time. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was like amazing. Yeah,
And
apparently they tried to they just did a photo for I think it was it was either that one or the Muppet Caper where they had done like a photo of it and it just tested horribly and they didn't know why because they were trying to not hire Drew Struzan anymore. And at least in his book they said like they just like posed the puppets and they shot a photo and then people were complaining that it looked too much like a bunch of puppets instead of the actual Muppets. And so they handed it to him. It was like, can you please fix this? And he did an illustration on it and then it was fine.
wow.
Well,
Sorry, I didn't mean
we were-
to
No, I love that.
yeah.
We were
Yeah.
geeking out because Jim Lee was on Sesame Street recently.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
So we were like trying to explain to our kids, my husband and I, like how cool it is that Jim Lee was on. And they were just like, okay. We're like, no, this is amazing.
No, you don't understand. We won. We won. The nerds win.
That's our team.
I love it. I think that's so that I guess that's one thing. Has there ever been an illustrator on Sesame Street?
I can't think of one.
Yeah, like maybe somebody like not like Bob Ross or somebody who was like also on
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
TV person.
Yeah, well, that would have been killer if like, Bernie Fuchs or your dad, John, were on, Sesame Street. I'm like, man, that's so awesome,
Al
Really,
Hirschfield would
That
do
would have
well
been
in
so
it.
special.
real interesting, Ray. There was an illustrator that lived in the town I grew up in that all he did was do illustrations for Sesame Street.
Oh
No way.
His name was Mike Smalling.
Dream job. Dream job.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was really strange because we were looking at that stuff long before, they were creating it long before it actually became popular. Several years before, anyway. So it's kind of cool. I'm old enough that Sesame Street wasn't I couldn't get up and watch Sesame Street in the morning, let's put it that way.
Wow. Jeez, when did it start?
Well, that was what I'm thinking about is very early 70s, seeing book work and all kinds of stuff. But I don't know exactly.
Okay.
I'm guessing pretty early in the 70s. Mid 70s is probably when it took off.
I think I'm the first generation Sesame Streeter watcher.
It explains so much. They corrected a lot by the second generation, Bill. So. But not everything, because I shouldn't talk. I'm a child of the '80s, so like
Yeah, I'm into the
everything
80s.
everything was an advertisement for toys. So that's all I
So
think
true.
about.
Oh
It
my
was
gosh.
super popular by mid 70s. It was super popular. So I'm saying really early 70s.
Well, it's interesting though. I feel like you can define a Sesame Street generation by who their like the big character was. Like for me, it was like Super Grover and Big
I
Bird.
was just gonna say that. I was like Super Grover, 100%. Like that was my boy.
Right?
Bert and Ernie,
Oh yeah.
Kermit.
Yeah. So it's interesting, now it's Elmo. Elmo is the big big guns on the show right now.
Huh.
Do we predate Elmo, Cassandra?
We do.
You do.
Oh my God.
I know.
Older than Elmo.
How old are you? Older than Elmo. So that's just good.
That's gonna be
Enough said.
that's gonna be your biography. Older than Elmo.
Older than Elmo.
I
The
like Snuffy. I don't know why.
Oh, Snuffleupagus
He's
is
the
great.
yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What's crazy though is originally Snuffleupagus was an imaginary character just to Big Bird, and now he's not, like, he's real.
Oh, don't
I
let your
think-
dreams be dreams.
How did that happen? That's like,
I think that was because somebody finally caught on to the fact that they're basically saying that Big Bird was hallucinating, and that's not a good thing.
What's-
The Big Bird's insane, and
It was started in the 70s, so that makes sense.
So much makes sense when you think of that context.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But, I remember like there was that show, and then there was also the Electric Company, and that's where I first saw Morgan Freeman. Was on the
Wow.
Electric Company.
He got his start there?
I don't know, but he was on there a lot.
Wow.
That's like Lawrence Fishburne was the mailman on Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
he was.
How did I not know this?
Oh wait, or was he? No, he was Cowboy Curtis.
Oh, sorry, Cowboy Curtis. You're totally right on that.
Oh yeah.
Sorry to come in with the Pee Wee Herman corrections.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that because I was like in my head, I was like, wait, no.
actually,
Actually, he was Cowboy
No,
Curtis.
the correction here,
Really?
please.
clearly Cowboy Curtis.
You're totally
Actually,
correct on that.
Cowboy Curtis, the mailman.
Hey, we're at a little past 6:30, so
Ugh, I've like barely done anything on this.
it's time to move on. Ray, your elf looks like a Krampus elf. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I like it.
I'm doing the digital version of the Chris Payne technique.
I love it.
Oh, nice.
Well, we're going to move on to the second pose. So everybody, now it is time to, if you drew that first pose with us, share it on Instagram with hashtag illustration isolation and add visual arts passage. And we're going to slowly move on to pose number 2, which Ray, we're excited to, Ray's teaching another class with us in 2022. We just booked it. It's up on the site. So
Yep, we did. They flew in. We signed the contract and
yep.
had lunch
On the yacht.
On the yacht.
Yeah, on the visual arts passage yacht.
Timmy doesn't fly, so he had to take the yacht in.
Yeah, I don't fly. I only travel by yacht. It's,
And with the wind lately, you can
Yeah.
only trust the yacht.
Yeah.
it's really hard to get the yacht down the river networks. But,
Steamboat, really.
No, it's from Paint to Pixel, digital portrait painting with Raymond Bonilla.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. We're going to be talking about analog techniques of digital painting, of portrait painting, and then how to go about, taking that idea and attaching it to digital techniques, and then the in-betweens, the space in between that, which is where the fun stuff really happens. Which I'm really excited.
That sounds fantastic. What's the
Yes.
in-between?
Well, the in-between is half digital, half, half traditional, or half traditional, half digital.
Oh, okay.
And how do you use the strengths of one medium to help, and combine it with the strengths of the other, and vice versa. It's all about kind of experimenting. And I remember in undergrad, I went to just a school that I didn't go to art school, so it was like a liberal arts university that had an art department in it, and they were always telling me, you got to experiment. And I was like, okay, no problem. But I didn't know what that meant, because I was like, okay, let me just experiment. And then it would just fall apart. And then it wasn't until I got to grad school and I met, artists like Bill Mon, who explained what experimenting is and how it's just, taking the essential steps of building an image and swapping out mediums to solve the certain visual problems or visual visual problems with. So what would it look like, for instance, like a drawing, like what would it look like Cassandra's painting straight with the drawing. So you could do a drawing with paintbrush. It's going to look different if you did a drawing with like pencil or pastel, but we all are dealing with the same types of issues and concerns. So, and so for those out there, like trying to figure out how to experiment, that's really what it is. It's just you're solving the same problem, you're just using a different medium to do it.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's so true. That's like so like thrown around, like just experiment, but people don't often explain what that really looks like.
Agreed.
Right. Yeah.
And a lot of times you can feel lost. So sorry, but yeah, you can feel lost like as you're experimenting, like you're doing it wrong.
Totally.
Yep. It's exactly what I was just gonna say, Audrey. Yeah. So and I think like the power in it is, and you could tell like just from everyone here, the way everyone teaches or talks about the process is, there's always a reason behind why a step is taken. And so that's the thing. It's like, it's not arbitrary in a sense. Like, it's not like, I don't know, I'm just going to go do this, it's like, I'm using paint, X, Y, and Z, or like, Cassandra's on cardboard. Why cardboard? Well, it's a really nice middle tone to start off with. So it's a really wonderful warm base, and you can get a lot of nice color combinations over it. Audrey's starting on white paper. Oh, why white paper? Well, you could really see, you could use that as to your advantage when you're putting over transparent stains, it's just, that was the why was never explained to me, until I got to grad school. So I was just like, it's just a fish, a fish out of water, and then a fish going to water, when I realized that. So
yeah, that's so true. That's such a great point. That'll be fantastic.
Yeah, it's like adding it's almost like adding like a little organization to something that is like in its essence unorganized,
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you're first looking at art, I was listening to a talk with illustrator by the name of Mark Schultz.
That sounds like, is he a children's book?
He's a comic book illustrator mostly, and he did a lot of writing. But there could be, Charles Schultz is the the Peanuts person, so that's probably
yeah,
it,
that's what I was thinking.
But yeah, so he did like this comic called Xenozoic Tales.
Oh yeah. I totally know what you're talking about.
Or like Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. It was also called, like, it was a TV series. And John Flesk from Flesk Publications puts out like a bunch of like his portfolios of his like ink drawings, and they're just incredible. So but I digress. So he was talking at a school, and I think it might have been online, and he was talking about how when you are a student, you have to learn how to go from a consumer of art to a producer of art. And so, which means that you can't just look at a piece of artwork and say, oh, that's great, and just consume it. You've got to look at, when you're producing artwork, you got to think about it differently. It doesn't just manifest itself randomly. It's not this thing that just was always there. It's got to be built properly. And so I always, that stuck with me. And so that's what I always appreciated out of my favorite teachers was they, there's a process, to things. I mean, Audrey, you just don't wake up. I'm sure you would like to just wake up one day and pour yourself a cup of coffee or tea, and be like, and I'm doing this finished piece, boom,
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Cassandra. I mean, like you or Bill or John, like it'd be great, but it just doesn't happen like that. You have to take the proper steps to build it up,
No, that's such a an asset for people to have, and just having this space for that, it really is quite special.
Right. Well, that's why I really like enjoy, drawing on these things, because I see people working in so many different mediums, and it's like really for me, it's interesting ways of just solving the same types of problems, because we all have access to the same colors, right, and the same
Right.
mediums. It's just how we choose is what makes it interesting.
Right.
So true.
That's awesome. Ugh, man, is anyone doing the Muppet one next or no?
Yeah, I just started it.
Okay.
That's what this little lump is right now.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I'm
You can't figure out that this is Muppets?
Oh, my screen's not like rotated to Sears yet. Well, I gotta change my view. Gallery. There we go. Yeah, that kind of looks like Muppets.
It's fleshy lump. Yeah, we're getting there. Versus Bill, he's straight up going straight to
Going
Kermit,
right
which
in.
I love.
Amazing. Oh my God. So the Drew Struzan thing, I guess I didn't put it together that he did the Muppet Christmas Carol poster, and he or somebody who represents his art page on Facebook posted it, and I commented all excited. I was like, wow, I didn't know you did this one too. That's amazing. Favorite Christmas movie. And either Drew Struzan or somebody who runs his page replied with like a sassy Kermit gif to my comment. And I was like, I was hoping I didn't say anything rude. And I like double checked and I'm like, no, I just think that whoever is running this page is trying to be funny. Like, I love that.
Oh my God.
Second guessing.
Or could be a power nerd. You always have to watch out for those, the
Yeah.
power nerds are
Yeah,
like
it's like Drew.
So I was like, amazing.
Can you imagine if that was Drew? And I mean, I don't know him. I've only talked to him on the phone like once. And he doesn't strike me as somebody who would, I don't know, John. I mean, John, do you know Drew? I mean, I don't know if I'm speaking out loud, but he doesn't strike me as somebody who would maintain his Facebook fan page.
I don't know at all.
Yeah.
I know his work, but I don't know.
That's cool that you at least talked to him.
Oh, so I'll tell a Drew Struzan story. So I used to. Here's a tip for everyone. So for all the listeners out there, so I got this from my old mentor Alberto.
Did you run this by our policies first before you?
Yeah. I didn't break any laws within the state that I was operating. So yeah. So my mentor Alberto Ray, he would just like call artists out of the blue. This is when like people would have their phone numbers published and stuff, like an illustration magazine, and I was just so shocked by him doing that. And I was like, he talked to all these like artists, like all these illustrators, just would call them up and ask them to come to the school, of my undergrad and stuff. And I was like, that's a great idea. So what I did was when I went to grad school at the Academy of Art, I went to Chuck Pyle, who was the head of the undergrad at the time. He had and told him like, hey, would you be okay with me calling up artists and asking them if they'd like to come as guest artists to the school? And he's like, please do. It's like, I'm so busy, I don't have time to do any of this stuff. If you want to go, you go ahead and do that. More power to you. I'm like, sweet. So what I would do is I would just call up artists and be like, hey, and just invite them to the academy on,
That's
you know,
so
not
cool.
knowing the schedule, but I would get a chance to talk to them. So one of them was Juicing, and I called him and he's like, "This is Drew," and I just remember not expecting him to answer. And I had my buddy Tyler Jacobson with me, and like he was like, "You're not gonna call Drew Struzan, man." And I was like, I think I'm gonna do it. Okay, I'm doing it. Yeah, it's ringing.
I might just-
And so I was talking to him. I was like, it was just, totally cool. Of course, I didn't like sound like a spazzy person.
You did the thing where you called and you hung up, and then you had
yeah,
to
no,
call,
I did.
and then he called you back.
you
Yeah,
can
I
call it
know.
the truth version.
Did Star
well,
69 on you?
I actually did that once with an artist by the name of William Lowe. Do you know William Lowe's work?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Good
a great
artist.
painter. I called him up one time because I was really young, and I just heard what Alberto had told me. Like, oh, just call him up, and I saw his phone number and an old illustration manual, and I just like, I wonder if this works. And and my friend was like, "What are you doing?" It's like, I don't know. I'm just gonna try something out. And then I hear the phone ring, and then all of a sudden it's someone picks up. It says William Lowe speaking, and I freak out because I didn't expect somebody to answer, and I just hung up. I'm like, "Ugh," So, but by the time the whole with Drew came around, I was I tried to. I thought I was gonna hang up. I was like, no, I got to talk to him just to say it. So, but he was just finishing up the Indiana Jones. The last
that's
Indiana, like
so cool.
yeah, and he was like, I just finished it up. I'm like, we just saw the teaser trailer one. It was awesome. It's like, yeah. It's like, yeah, I think I need a vacation though. I'm like, okay, cool. I was like, can you come? So you thinking about coming to school? He's like, no, I don't know. I'm gonna I think I'm gonna take a vacation. I'm like, that's great. Oh, that's cool. Okay. So anyways, Drew, and then I started asking him just a couple of questions, and then I thanked him for his time. He was just super sweet. It was like really
That's
awesome.
amazing.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
You know what I take away from that? Whatever that was, story. I'm thinking about the budget and the Academy of Arts visiting artist program.
Yeah. Oh God.
Students to call these people up on the phone and ask them.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't happen anymore,
Wish we could do that.
That's hilarious.
I would.
This is great.
I'd just be like,
It really
Devin,
was.
Devin, give me a call when this list is done. Yeah.
I talked to Marshall Arisman as well.
Oh man.
He was a trip. That was a trip,
The incredibly fun conversationalist.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh, I would love to talk to Marshall. I just love him.
I've had the good fortune of going to dinner with him a few times, and man, he is loaded.
Somebody for Halloran for Dale's class said they cold emailed about 10 different artists, and almost all of them responded, which is really impressive because I cold email a lot of artists pretty regularly. I would say most of them no, it's hit or miss. But what I'm curious about, Halloran, is what did you think made it work? What was your approach?
Oh, that was a good question.
Because there's a trick to it. There's a lot of tricks to getting people to respond to emails, getting people to open emails. Most importantly, getting them to trust a cold email, to like believe it's not like that your intent is genuine and honest.
Yeah.
Because if I get a cold email, man, if it's like a path that I haven't already set up, and if there isn't somebody introducing that person and they're not a student, I am very edgy. I'm kind of assuming like, what's the vig,
Right. It's like, what do it's like, do you want me to give you Bitcoin or something? Like you're just
Yeah,
waiting for
I'm
it,
just
right?
kind of like, yeah, there's no way somebody just wants to talk to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's so many like social media promotion emails like that too that are so
Yeah.
annoying.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's emails are pre-recorded. It's like pre-recorded messages in text.
Mhm.
Oh, I
Uh,
like this. So this is the answer. I was trying to ask very specific questions about their careers and really tried to scope it so that I could get a quick answer.
Oh, that's really good.
Smart.
good. Yeah,
That's
that's
a
great.
really good angle. I think that there's a lot of truth to that because then it establishes to that person, okay, this isn't a batch email that's being
Right.
copied and pasted to like 20 different artists
Mhm.
or hundreds of different artists. And it also makes sense because the investment of time, you're not asking them to. I could see like a really broad question that's like, what should I do to have an art career? So like that realm is like, well, where do you start with your answer?
Right.
Now,
Well, how can you not knowing the person too?
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so much tougher than what I had to deal with. Like it was like if they didn't call, it was fine. Like if they didn't pick up the phone, that was fine, you know.
Yeah.
But they were usually pretty amenable and you know, as long as you're respectful of their time. But emails are so much tougher. Because there's really no risk to you in a sense, you know, like to send one out versus it's more of a time suck really to write something, at least for me, to write something back that's cohesive.
Yeah. Like you'd be like, I'm thinking of like subject lines that I could get all of you to open your emails.
You won't believe.
Yeah, well, somebody just said you'd be like DeviantArt, make it sound like somebody stole your art. So I'd be like, Raymond, I think this is your artwork stolen.
Yeah. OMG, I just saw
By my
your
wife.
Hey, I got an email.
Yes, yes. I was looking over my wife's shoulder and she was looking at your website. I have approximately between $500 and $2,000.
Yeah. Can you pay in
Great,
check?
Yeah, do you take checks?
Take checks.
How about this? How about this as a subject line? You could put in like Hamilton King Award or gold medal. Yeah, you're gonna open.
Oh, that you're getting to the top of the list
You
too.
open
You're
this email, I will give you $20.
yeah, that subject line, John, you're taking the elevator up with the people that you can get to open, you know?
But it's setting expectations high. So then it's going to be like, oh,
Somebody this individual I know who her husband was an extremely accomplished like typographer or like really just designer. But she sent me she's out in New York and she invited me to a Christmas party. And I think she invited me knowing I wouldn't be able to go to it, but it was, she accidentally CC'd, it didn't blind copy. And it was like a list of like 300 people. And they're the type of person that immediately you're like, oh, I got to check out this email list.
Yeah.
And it was like the Coen brothers were on it.
what?
Wow.
Alec Baldwin was on it. Like it was this crazy list of emails.
Timmy, 3 letters, NFT. You still got that thing. You could mint that thing for.
Well, for the longest time, because I was also trying to get into editing and directing and all this production, I was just like, I've got Ethan Cohen's email. I just need to email him, but what am I going to email him? Yeah. But no, and I just never could do it. I just couldn't do it. But yeah.
Well, that can go on the OpenSea marketplace, and then you really will have the visual arts passage yacht.
I don't think that just an NFT of somebody's email is gonna profit. Yeah.
I don't know if it will compete with Melania.
Oof. Ray, do you want to hear a nauseating NFT story? Like
Sure.
5 months ago, or I don't know, maybe 4 months ago, my buddy from college, very good friend of mine, is texting me, and we're texting back and forth about these NFTs, and I don't think we need to dig into like how we all feel about them, but we were texting back and forth, and he was really excited about it. And I was like, yeah, it's interesting, and I enjoy like reading about it and stuff, but I don't know. I feel like it's like a gold rush right now. I don't think that there's any chance. I don't know. I was like, it's a pretty hard market to like predict. And he was like, well, I'm buying a few of these of this collection, and I really think you should do it too. And he's like, they're like $30 each. And they were and he like sends me a link, and I'm like, Bored Ape Yacht Club? Like, what is wrong with you, man? Like, this is absurd, right? And floor price of just one of those now is like
Oh God.
$200,000.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He bought, an unknown amount for $30. Yeah. Just
Wow.
absurd.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think about that at night sometimes.
But I can't
So,
sleep.
Timmy, what I was
Yeah.
saying about Melania before, I saw a story this morning. I just barely heard it when I was getting dressed
Yeah.
about, she made an NFT of a watercolor, and she's marketing this NFT. It was a brief story I saw in the news. I don't know if anybody else heard about it.
I don't know about it.
Well,
No.
I don't. Yeah.
It's a it's just it's as valuable as people decide,
Yep.
That's
My
pretty much
favorite
it.
my favorite explanation of NFTs is it's a lot easier to understand them as soon as you accept that they are as pointless as everything else in life.
Yeah, that's a good way of describing it. Yeah, it's hey, this is yeah, it's just all about value. It's like they're like baseball cards.
Yeah, I was, yeah. I mean, I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of like, because I know that I know that some people are like, what, I don't know. Like there's I don't know. There's a lot of negative energy around them too. But I totally know what you're talking about, Ray. Like it's, the collectability market has had such a tremendous value for so long. And, trying to explain, why there are stamps that I could buy like a 10-bedroom home with, it's
Right.
also hard to comprehend. And then
Right.
and then you'd be like, if you're trying to explain this to a person that doesn't know what a stamp is, like an alien, they'd be like, wait, so it's like used for shipping? And you're like, yeah, but like if you use it for shipping, it's worth nothing.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
You don't want to use it.
Yeah, no, don't use it.
Don't use it. It's like action figures. Like, no,
Yeah.
don't open it up and use it.
Yeah.
Because you'll
So-
kill all the value. Yeah.
So it's hard for me to have a serious conversation about like NFTs when I don't even understand like collectability, like,
Yeah.
like-
Yeah.
I mean, I understand it, but like it's, I don't think anybody could have predicted that, 200 years ago. Like,
No. I mean, look, the first appearance of Spider-Man. I mean, did anyone care about those comics in the 60s or even in the 20s? I mean,
Yeah.
they were printed on newsprint, for goodness sake. I mean, nobody could expect that they're like millions of dollars, but now it's just common knowledge, it's just accepted. So
Yeah.
I think, something around the same thing. I mean, look at Jesus. So look at illustration art.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they were given away, and nope. I mean, the artist didn't feel the need to like keep any of them, or because it was just like, all right, job's done. I'm good. I'm not going to sell it because nobody would want something like this. And now people are just going nuts for, artist stuff. So
Mhm.
Who knows? Who knows? It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be an interesting 50 years.
Oh man, I mean, I still text my buddy like every day, and I'll be like, "Are we rich yet?"
Yeah.
Yeah, we did buy them together, right?
Yeah, the first thing I texted him because I saw that I mean, what's crazy is there was a New Yorker article about it like a couple months ago, and I was like, "Dang, man, I wish I had bought those NFTs because when I bought them, they were $30 and now they'd be worth like 1,000. Man, missed the boat." And then it was like a couple weeks later, it's like floor price $200,000. Steph Curry
Yeah.
just bought one for 1.5 million. Like,
Well, that's it, right? He was probably advised to do that, right? It's like there are people out there,
I think
with
so. I
money
mean,
managers and stuff.
I
like
did
that.
I did ask because they do like merch drops.
Mhm.
If you're a member of it, and you can buy like members of the Bored Ape Yacht Club can purchase like gear. And I did like Venmo him $50 and was like, "You buy me a hoodie?" Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting. Let's just put it that way, But I just remind. I always think about. You know what I think about when when new platforms
Uh-huh.
come like this. I always think about. I don't know. I always bring it back to thinking about like something art related. Like when digital art was just coming out, people were like, "Oh, really?" I mean,
Yeah.
you're not gonna really do anything serious on that, right? Like, no one's gonna want to buy any of this stuff. And look at it now. I mean, that's like you have to have if you want to work in certain industries. I mean, you have to be at least you have to know how to turn on a computer and get your image digitized. And now like people were saying like, well, digital art, you don't have an original. There's no way. I mean, there's just you could reproduce it over and over and over again. And now with NFTs, that's completely changed. I mean, nobody would have could have predicted that. It's just and who knows what's coming next. It's
I yeah, I started listening to a podcast called Masters of Scale. Have you heard of that?
no.
It's what's his name? The co-founder of LinkedIn, Reid Hoffman. Yeah. But he talks pretty extensively about like major, tech companies and like why they thrived. And like one of the best examples that I thought was really interesting is like Uber was a horrible idea when you sat down and you explained it to someone, and nobody would buy it, and they would, nobody would invest in it. It was really hard to get like funding at first, and it was always kind of the same thing. But the advantage it gave them, and what like the initial investors realized was like, wow, so many people are betting against this that we have probably like 3 or 4 years to enter the space, and we will have no competitors because everyone thinks it's such a terrible idea to get into a stranger's car. and
Right.
and so and it really does start to explain why like Uber has been able to like monopolize on that in that field. Is just because they existed for such a long time where everybody was like, no, it doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
And so that's like a whole type of investment now, which is like an idea that appears so bad that there's like no competition in it. Yeah. It's really interesting. Yeah.
Oh, man.
You guys ever had any good like, oh, if only I had a couple $1 million, that's my brilliant idea? In your app idea. Do you have anybody have any good app ideas?
If you do share them, just do know that anything said is now is property of Tim Trey Bellin.
No,
Limited.
I'll share mine. I have a good one. I want to have because I have trouble finding pickup basketball games, and I have to get in my car and drive to courts to see if people are playing at those courts. And I've often thought, I know it sounds creepy, I've thought about just setting up trail cams at the courts that I go to so I can just see if a game is happening. And then I was like, oh, I could set it up on an app where you can find pickup games quickly.
Oh my God. This is like breaking news. The Kansas City Creeper is finally caught.
No, so Shark Tank. So
Draymond.
wait, so on if this was Shark Tank, Ray, it sounds like you're out.
Yeah, I gotta pull out. I'm out. Yeah.
First question is they'd ask is, you ever gone to a YMCA before?
Did you
happened.
see Chuck's question?
No, I'm not. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Joseph said, isn't that how they catch evidence of Bigfoot? And then Chuck said, isn't Tinder for pickup games?
No, so it's funny that Chuck says that because the only person that has ever come up with a good name for this app is they were like, you should call it Goaltender. Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Oh my God. Oh man. This is great. We should become VCs. Yeah. Audrey, what do you think?
For
Just venture capitalists, just funding all these crazy ideas that Timmy has. I think we can do something. I mean, he almost was the NFT king. I would love, you know what, Cassandra, I would love to see you on one of these types of shows. I think you'd be incredible.
What types of shows?
Like a Shark Tank, like you being one of the sharks. You know?
Why? Because I'd say I prefer it painted as a possum instead.
Yeah. It's like
I saw a supercut from Shark Tank of like, I've never actually watched the show, but it's very clearly like an episode where a kid presents something and you know in the real episode it was like a good idea because they let the kid on and these people probably like loved it, but somebody just supercutted like the meanest, most cruel reactions to ideas and cut it in for the kid. It's pretty good watch.
That's amazing. Yeah, I feel like I had an idea for something like that once, but then it's probably been done various forms before. But I was just thinking about something that because when I was moving into my apartment, I was just having a hard time setting it up, but some kind of like VR shopping experience that was like very accessible for like testing out furniture in your house.
Mm-hmm.
There's different things like that, but something that was like something that's like really easy where you can actually walk around your apartment or your place.
Yeah, Audrey, I Photoshop furniture into pictures.
I do that too, but it's so, and then like sometimes I'll still get something and I'll be like, whoa, doesn't feel right though, not in person.
Well, a lot of it is I know like IKEA has it.
It's been done before.
Yeah, but it's getting more and more prevalent because of like now you have phones that have like the new iPhones have LiDAR on it actually, so that it gets like really super accurate depth data, so it can literally place and put shadows on over your table and stuff. So it's coming. It's totally coming.
I had that idea. Like I said, multiple people have probably had that one, but
but that's you're totally right. It's a need in terms of implementation.
Hey, we are ready for the third and final pose.
All right.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen a Kermit yet. I can't move on.
Yeah. So everybody post your work with hashtag illustration isolation and @visual arts passage on Instagram. And You can choose from either of the two final images, which are Christmas Story and
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Okay. So we're still on the first one, right?
I'm struggling with Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
You see, he looks like his. I looked at that portrait. I was like, I'm gonna do a bad job if I try that out. It's because
I'll show you what a bad job is.
It's
doubt
like a tough
that.
likeness.
It was tough. Hold on. I'll have to move my camera. Hold on. I wasn't gonna turn my camera on tonight. I've had a long day.
Have you guys seen that meme that's like pitch a Muppet movie where everybody's
It's
Muppet
awful on camera.
except for one actor? Like make any movie like that.
No, I haven't seen that. I mean, I have to look
Mm-mm.
it up. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
You know
Well,
what?
I
John,
think that looks great,
more
John.
like a little bit more Christopher Plummer to me.
That's
But
cool,
it's-
John.
It still looks good.
It still looks like
Ah,
Scrooge.
humbug.
Yeah, it just looks like to me I'm seeing Christopher Plummer Scrooge, not Michael Caine Scrooge. But yeah, I'm still seeing Scrooge.
I'm having material problems here. I'm using way too rough of a paper. I can't flatten anything out. It just.
Yeah, I noticed that the texture. So is that just from is it a different type of paper you're working with?
Yeah, this is a really rough. It's a Strathmore drawing paper that I'd rather not use. I usually use a smoother paper. But Timmy so kindly found a bunch of Academy paper for me last week, so I can go back to the good stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, how important is like texture on a surface for everyone? Because I am like with sketchbooks and paper. I don't know why I'm so finicky about it. I'm like, nope. You know, like I'll just go in like with sketchbooks too. Like I have tons of them that I haven't filled up, but I keep buying them for some reason. And it's like all on paper feel. I'm like, oh yeah, that's it. Yep, that's it. Buying that one. And I'm like, nope, absolutely not. Not a million years. Am I just crazy or?
No, totally. I always feel like the little girl in Signs where like she takes a sip of water and puts it down because it's contaminated. And like, certain papers are like that to me. You're just like, oh no, it's terrible.
What about you, Audrey? You work in so many mediums. It's like,
yeah, I just take what I can get.
Okay,
as far as
yeah.
materials, but no, I do have preferences. There are some sketchbook papers that just make me so sad, and I think I notice it more with like erasing. If any kind of paper pills up, I don't like it.
Yeah.
That makes me sad. I like paper that can take or surfaces that can take a little bit of a beating. Just a bit.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Now with painting though, whatever, it doesn't bother me, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
I find it just so funny, like I don't even, but I know I have friends that are like super particular about the surface they paint on. I mean, some of them like an enamel smooth look, and like they will just buff that thing out. Some will paint on like hate painting on anything but aluminum panel.
Yeah, if it was like a fully like fleshed out painting, I guess I'd be kind of picky, but feel like for studies, I'm not that worried.
As long as it's not as long as it's not porous, if I'm, doing acrylic or oil, I'm fine.
Right. Yeah, if I'm painting on canvas, I don't really like a super heavy weave. That's the only thing that I have a stipulation with, because it's just
I'm not a
gets
huge
so,
canvas fan. I always want to just cover up the texture, but if it's
Yeah.
there, I'll use it.
it's funny. I used to paint on canvas exclusively in school, like just because I just didn't know any difference.
Yeah.
And when I switched to panel, I never looked back. But it's like it's incredible to think. Like I don't know if I'd ever go back to stretch canvas. But I mean, I hope to be around this world for a while, so I'm never gonna say never, but it's just a little bouncy for me. I don't know, not like
It's a lot of
I
work.
think palette knives work really nice on it because of the flexing of it, but it just, what I found for me, it just like you have to really get a lot of paint on there, because your first layer just gets eaten up by the weave of the canvas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember in college, like you said, I think most people probably start off with canvases because that's just what you think you should use. But we would often just, if anybody didn't want paintings from their previous semester, we would just take them, gesso over them. So those things were layered.
Yeah.
That's when they become great.
Oh my God. I have paintings. So I remember trying to paint the face of the model and I'd be like, oh man, like there was a palette knife. What, like ocean landscape under this? Like, God bless. God bless. Like, and I did not sand it down. It was
That's
just
awesome. Just skipping over. Oh gosh.
Yeah, model's gonna look pretty ripply today.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Speaking of ocean landscape, did anybody watch the Bob Ross documentary?
Yes.
Yeah, I just watched it this week. What'd you think?
It was very sad. I mean, it was
Oh
it
no.
was just, those people were creepy. They were awful.
Yeah, it's just like Bob Ross just kind of signed into a contract trusting people who really just took him for granted and wanted his money. And then after he passed away, like they just continue to do things in his name.
Oh yeah. And then what they did, the people in that other company and the plagiarism to his son. Yeah.
I mean, Bob comes off great.
I'm gonna go
a little creepy in places.
True.
On a happier note, not a sad Bob Ross. I'm going to talk to you about a very happy John English.
Oh, good. Yay! Yes.
Oh, let me see. Hold on. Let me.
She's precious.
Oh, she's so sweet. Look at her. She's beautiful.
Yep, she's 7 years old, or less than that. She's right. 6 hours old.
Wow.
This is this isn't the holiday episode anymore. This is the grandpa episode now.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Grandpa.
Wow. Congrats, John. Papa John's.
Art dads and art grandpa.
Papa John's illustration.
That was considered for one of the names, and I kind of nixed that one.
It comes with some baggage.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Awesome. You should have told me that before I ordered all the T-shirts. Oh my God.
Congratulations. Yeah,
congratulations, John. That's great, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm sitting here looking at pictures of my son-in-law holding her, and it's just great.
Oh, that's so wonderful.
Of course, I can't go to the hospital. Only one person outside the the couple can go in. And of course, that's my wife.
Right, right.
Well, you had to stream tonight, so
Well, no, she didn't go in until tomorrow morning.
Yeah, Ray, this is probably very unrelatable. We don't make any we make huge life sacrifices here to attend our online events.
You would have missed all of this awesome material, John. So
All this banter.
all this banter. So you're welcome.
Yeah. I'll change the subject to something more exciting for you, Ray.
What?
Go Bill.
I was waiting for it.
Best football team that can't gain 6 yards inside the 10-yard line.
What are you gonna do, right?
Oh my God. 2 weeks in a row.
What are you gonna do? Football's
Talking
weird.
about the
this season.
Bills. We're talking about the Bills.
You were talking about the Buffalo
You
Bills.
talking about the Bills? Yeah, we've all had a weird season for our teams. Goes to show you, nobody knows anything about anything.
That's right. So anybody got any big holiday plans?
Not much.
I am on a deadline and a half, so hopefully it doesn't, intrude on all the holidays. So this is.
I really appreciate you taking the time and coming in here if you're on a deadline. Thank you.
Well, no problem. I mean, I was feeling too good about myself, so that's why.
Back.
Ray's got a very sad job he's got to do, so he's got to get down before he does it.
Yeah.
He's what's it called? The method illustrator.
Yeah, method illustrator. Yeah.
I think my bunny looks more like the bunny from Donnie Darko.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
I haven't seen Donnie Darko. Can you believe that?
What?
Yeah, I know. There's so many just complete regrets in my life.
I mean, that's an easy one, an easy remedy there. You just then watch it.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's easy for you to say, Cassandra, but I haven't even watched Cowboy Bebop, and they already canceled it.
I am so upset about that.
And I think it had something to do with our conversation and me being like, I don't know, I hope it doesn't stay. And then,
well, I feel like it's a lot of people being like, oh, I'll get to it. And people didn't get to it in time. And then they're just like, guess people don't want to see it.
It's all people's fault.
I'm just saying, Ray, I did my part.
I know. Well, but like the original was only one season. So there you go.
I know. It's like the curse holds strong.
They also might pick it up. You never know.
They're making talking about things that got canceled. They're making another Firefly.
I was just going to ask if you heard about that.
Yeah.
But they can't get the original cast. They want to do like a completely new reboot, which I don't see that working.
Didn't they kill most of the cast?
No, just one of the characters.
Yeah, no one's ever really dead though. So yeah.
No, they could just like his clone shows up or something.
Yeah, there you go.
Was it Alan Tudyk or whatever his name is?
I love that guy.
He's so funny. Pirate.
Did you guys ever see him in Death at a Funeral?
No, he was the Death at a Funeral.
Yes, the like original British one. Oh, he is so funny. I was like crying.
Oh man, I love this character in Firefly. That was I remember watching that on Hulu when Hulu first.
That was a single
launched.
season, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Nathan Fillion.
Yep.
Classic.
Yeah.
Who should have
good.
been a bunch of things. He should have been the Green Lantern. He should have been, but he was too old by the time everything came around. The Uncharted guy, he looks exactly
I
like
know, he
him.
would have so been perfect for Uncharted.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Nothing's worse than like getting really invested in a show and then it getting canceled.
And Firefly was incredible. I mean, people had said about it. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll get around to watching it. Then I got sick, and I was just like in bed, and I was like, I have nothing to do. And there was two things I ended up doing. One was finding the Sidebar podcast, and the second was Firefly. And I was like, man, that was a huge podcast back in the day for arts.
I did it backwards. I saw Serenity and then I saw Firefly.
Oh, wow.
So I already knew.
Wow, Bill. Wow. Wow. That's like, yeah. Oh man. That's
It's just a
crazy.
TV show, you know. It's just like whatever. I mean, I don't. It doesn't spoil it for me.
Don't. It does spoil it for you.
There's like, I'm trying to think of like most loved canceled shows, and I think it'd be like Firefly. Deadwood got canceled, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deadwood
Yeah.
got canceled.
That one at least had more than one season.
Yeah, but it was painful because it was really.
Oh, yeah. Did you guys ever see Patriot?
Mm-mm.
Oof,
No.
I highly recommend. It is an amazing show, but it got canceled after the second season.
Have you ever seen The Cape?
No.
Don't. It's horrible. Okay,
keep
that's a
my eye
one
out.
season. That's a one season TV show that should have been canceled.
Oh god.
I just like that you went to the opposite end of the spectrum of like, like, don't watch this.
Yeah. It's not one size fits all, folks. You have to be very careful.
No, Patriot. I highly recommend checking out Patriot. George Pratt and I got into it. Loved it. He was staying with us during like, I can't remember what he was in town for, but we were watching it. We were watching that show at like 3 a.m., like just marathoning it. And it's the story of like a CIA agent who's going through like kind of a like midlife crisis, and he's a folk singer, and he goes to bars at night and he sings like Bob Dylan-esque folk songs that like reveal all of his secrets.
That's kind of amazing. Is it on any streaming platform or?
It's on Prime. It's so good.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's good as a standalone. Like it does fine as itself, like without having been canceled. But yeah, it's really good.
Right
Highly
on,
recommend.
right on. I'm all right.
Pretty dark humor, like very, very dark humor, but really good. Like it's weird because what I just described doesn't sound good, but the music is actually the best part of the show, which is weird. But yeah.
Well, that could be that in itself could be a thing though. I mean, Cowboy Bebop, boom.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, there you go.
Circle it back.
On another note, Cassandra, do you guys do Christmas?
Uh-huh.
Are you doing a Santa? Like, are your kids, what age, how excited are they for Santa?
Okay, so I'm gonna sound like a terrible person, but they straight up looked my husband and I in the eye and asked if Santa was real, and I didn't want to lie to them. I didn't want them to be like, you lied to me. So we said, well, he used to be real.
Well, that's just a lie though. So you just didn't want to.
Wait a second. If anybody has a little kid listening with them,
Cover their ears.
Earmuffs now.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to censor this.
Bill spoiled a Firefly, and I'm shocked that no one jumped in and stopped him.
Okay, well, sorry. Yeah, I'm not.
No need to apologize. But I think that this is our.
Don't apologize to us. Apologize to your children for lying.
I'm sorry. I'm like terrible all across the board.
It's time to tune out if you have little kids listening. No, Cassandra, I think I I like that. I agree with. I mean,
I have no problem with like whatever anybody does. Like I think is wonderful. I just couldn't. Like it was just this stare and this moment, and I
Santa is very godlike. It's a big thing for, he knows everything. He's everywhere all the time. It's a heavy thing.
And if you live in Iceland,
like we talked about like what a wonderful person he is and what he represents and that he's lovely, and we have like a Santa gift that represents generosity. Like we, I'm not just like stamping on their dreams.
Your kids walked away and be like, wow, I have no clarity on this.
Yeah, I gotta tell you guys, I feel like I fumbled the ball on this one. Don't ask me any advice. I'm not the person.
I think that's beautiful.
No, I think it's very nice. We're just giving you a hard time.
So Cassandra, what's your theory on the sex talk? I'm just kidding.
He's just putting you on the spot.
Papa John.
It's not real. It used to be real a long time ago. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So so that happened, and then we talked about how we need to leave everybody to like their imagination, their own beliefs, and it was like a whole thing. And then our kids went out to play. My husband and I looked at each other and were like, did we mess up or did we do right? Like I have no idea. I feel like we're gonna find out in 30 years how we handled this.
I think that I don't know what age I realized it was a ruse, but I think it was very much like a collapsing of a pretty large world building, like it was, and then you start to wonder like what else isn't real.
Yeah, I just didn't want them later to be like, how do I trust anything they tell me? So I just thought that we just started off. They asked straight to our face. I don't know. I know.
I think my parents had to tell me that Santa wasn't real because they did the elf on the shelf thing and it terrified us.
Oh.
It was horrifying.
Oh gosh, Bill, I hope not.
Yeah. No, Bill. No.
That was just to you guys. By the way. That was a panelist only message.
Now a lot makes sense, Cassandra, because I remember being in grade school and a little kid came up to me and he was like, "Do you believe in Santa?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "It's not real."
Oh no, I told my kids they're not allowed to tell anybody else and they're supposed to keep it to themselves and that everybody is allowed to believe what they want. Like oh my
God, now they're shouldering this like massive secret.
That's hilarious.
You've burdened them with this.
I think the quote unquote fix
We're rushing
worse than the actual ruse.
Yeah. I know. I told you guys. I totally fumbled this. Good luck, Ray. You have this coming up, dude.
I love this. They're like, not only is he not real, we can't tell anyone about it.
The plot of the Santa Claus.
We just have to keep it in.
We used to tell our son that my ex used to tell our son that like if you don't believe Santa doesn't come.
Oh man.
I think that was hilarious.
I think it's very healthy world building as long as they.
It is very healthy world building. I mean, full disclosure, when it's not a matter of if I mess it up, it's a matter of when. You'll know because I'll come on just like, sobbing my eyes out, instead of like Cassandra's composed, like, inquiry
I'm not composed.
to the
I'm a
panelists.
mess. I'm just, I didn't know. I just under the heat of the moment.
I like the not lying policy. I think the not lying policy, it paves a path of trust, right?
I agree.
And
it doesn't take like, I feel like there is so much magic in the world that it's like it pays to like just direct them to things that really are like the magic that is around them, and there is so much in this season, and like in the winter too. So
Yeah, and I want them to have whimsy and magic and fun and silly. Yeah, I just
yeah, it's not like a zero sum thing. So I think you did a beautiful job.
You didn't do
Thank you.
anything wrong.
It's
Over
also
your
not.
kid.
Your
It's also
husband's the
not-
one that messed up. Just blame him. That's what my wife will do. Trust me.
Thrown under the bus today.
But also, like, it's not like it's taken away. Like the imaginative part of it can still
Yeah.
be a thing, you know?
Well, it makes them a participant in that world building. Then
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like what else can we dream up? In terms of stories.
yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
we
Yeah.
we try to have a lot of playtime and a lot of fun. Yeah. Obviously you can tell like this just happened like rather recently. So I'm still in my head going, oh gosh.
Nah, it checks out. You're good.
So,
You're good.
Sandra, how are you preparing yourself for dealing with all the mothers of their friends?
Oh gosh. I'm sure.
I mean, we told a family member and they were just like, whoa, that's just not how we handle that. And I was like, I know, I'm sorry.
Oh wait. Oh no. I think you handled it fine.
You did a
Oh
great.
my!
Actually, you know what,
I
Cassandra?
think you should unfriend them.
Actually,
That's
Cassandra, this actually ties in really well to my trauma as a kid. Is that my parents? They did the Santa lie in a big way, and then when I saw The Exorcist, this all kind of happened around the same time.
Oh.
I believed that I could get possessed by the devil, and I went to my parents, and this is like right after finding out that they had lied to me for years about Santa. And when they were telling me that I couldn't get possessed by the devil, I was like, didn't know where their lies stopped. And I didn't buy it. I was like, yeah,
Exactly.
I know you're telling me this movie's fake, but a month ago you were telling me Santa was real.
So I mean, look at Timmy, right? That's what happens if you would have selected door number
Yeah.
2 instead of door number 1. You know?
This is what happens when you lie to your children.
Yeah.
I guess like, long story short, like whatever anybody else chooses to do, like is also right. Like there's no right or wrong. I just, that's how I handle it.
Oh yeah. By the way, Cassandra, I really like what you got there already on your.
Oh, my little pink blob. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
I thought that was the first piece just because that's what, when John sent the references, that was the first one that popped up on my phone. So I was like, sweet, I'm going to start this now. And then John was like, yep, and pose them on behalf Will Ferrell. And I was like, oh no. So I never got to it.
Hey, so we're coming up on our 5-minute warning for the drawing. So, yep.
All right, time to do my final pass.
John, did she send a lot of photos of your granddaughter now?
That's all I've been doing for a while.
Yeah.
I was photos and reading the responses that my family and my real friends, what they're doing.
My phone's been really silent. Maybe I just turned it on.
Happy holiday. Sorry, my kids say happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Hey.
Hi. There's a hand under there.
Oh.
I've been sharing with Patty, with your mother, Timmy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
I wrote how you work on it.
Oh, thank you, baby. Wait, gotta go to bed.
Should you put this on your desk? Why?
Okay.
It's Christmas.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
Good night, Mama.
Okay, night, night, babies.
That was really cute.
Was that pre-recorded?
Oh yeah, I keep that available.
That's stock footage, right?
God, Sandra, that
We start
kid,
talking about kids, we start using stock footage.
Yeah.
Sandra, your kid seems like they were holding it together so well, given the circumstances.
How old's your kid? Sounds like he's like 20. It sounds young, but like his demeanor is like that of like a 36-year-old, Like looking out. Should you have that there, mother? I mean, put
Oh,
that
and
there.
my kids sound super old fashioned because they call each other sister. They're always like, "Hey, sister, do you want this, sister?" So they sound like these like ladies out of the 1950s too.
Oh,
or that they do you guys live on a compound? That sounds yeah.
How many other wives does your husband have?
Did they do that on their own,
Yeah.
Cassandra?
No, my husband's putting them in bed. They were brushing their teeth. They're going to
Oh,
bed.
no. Did they start calling themselves each other's sister on their own?
Yeah, because we were just more like, "That's your sister. Get out of the way, your sister." And so
Okay.
then they just kind of like just started calling each other sister.
That's funny.
I think later realized that they had their own names, so they know that one is Maven and one is Verity, but they just call each other sister.
Wow.
oh.
How old are your children? You don't mind me
They
asking?
just turned 5 a couple weeks ago.
Wow. They sound like 15-year-olds. So the 5-year-olds. I've met a couple of 5-year-olds. They don't, look after their parents, Do you remember to tie your shoes, Mom?
Oh yeah, they already started, little lectures like, "Oh, is that what you meant to do?" Oh, mama, really?
I met I went over to my buddy's house this week because I've got a little puppy and I'm trying to introduce it to kids, and he has a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old, and I brought a bunch of dog treats over and everything, and the kids are there, and I'm like, "All right, guys, so the dog's kind of scared of kids, so here are some treats. You can feed it with these treats." And I handed the treats to both the kids, and I turned around, and I turned back around, and like this 4-year-old's just like eating the dog food.
I was just wondering if that's what was gonna happen.
And I was like, "Oh yeah, you weren't listening."
No.
Oh yeah, blame the kid. Blame the kid.
You're
Yeah.
a terrible listener. What is
Yeah.
it? My buddy Will was like, "You just gave them the dog food?" I was like, "Yeah." Yeah, your kid's a horrible listener.
Knowing your dog and how your dog treats me, I thought your dog would have mauled the children.
No, this is the other one. We're still training it.
That's why John was shocked that you exposed that dog to children. Yeah. You left the dear children with dog treats? Are you insane?
They're
Dude,
dead.
Echo loves people. Echo loves people and does not love John. Yeah.
John is not people.
John is not people.
I'm a hard person to love, Timmy. So
Yeah,
Goodness.
I know. Well, you're very unlikable. Yeah, no.
I'm covering my dog's ears right now. Really upset. He's defending me.
All right. Well, we're 2 minutes away, so I feel like
Audrey, that is just a paper of holiday fun there.
Oh, I know. It's just it's like a whole
I
mural.
love it.
Holiday fun.
Very cool, Audrey.
That's awesome, Audrey.
I'm just being super gestural this time, and
It's fantastic.
feels nice. I just needed to loosen up. This is great.
Fun stuff.
So when are we going to the second pose? This first pose is pretty long.
As soon as you're done with that one, Ray,
Yeah.
we'll leave the room open.
Cassandra, I think that you should introduce your kids to Krampus now, though.
No, don't do that. Cassandra,
Be
here's
like,
what you do.
No, that would be amazing. If I had a kid right now, if they were like, "Is Santa real?" I'd be like, "No, Santa isn't real, but let me introduce you to Krampus."
Oh my gosh.
You see how damaged, right? You see the damage that was done to
Good.
Timmy,
But
and
this
it
is
just
the kid
keeps.
who followed things with The Exorcist. So yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah. Now you got to get the Icelandic. So in Iceland, I had a friend from Reykjavik, and she had told me that in Iceland there's like 13 Santa Clauses.
Oh yeah, there
Yeah.
are. I've been to a Christmas store there, like a holiday store,
Yeah.
and like they're lined up, and it's like some of them are scary.
Oh, yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Isn't one of them? I don't know. Never mind.
She's like she's like a witch in a cave.
Yeah.
I watch
Yeah,
a cartoon called Big Mouth, and they have an episode that is about an Icelandic Santa, called Father Johann, and it's terrifying.
They can range from completely endearing to, keeping you up at night. Like,
They like
Oh yeah.
it was that they eat the
Totally.
children's bones.
right. They do. I mean, like, they have children's books on them though, that,
Yeah.
that kind of lightens up. So
Like-
they're just being real to their kids, man. I mean, what do you want, Timmy?
Oh, and they like, have you heard how they have Christmas? Like they're the most like literate country, and they spend Christmas Eve, they give each other books, and then
Mhm.
they just eat chocolate and quietly read around each other. Like that's
Wow.
their Christmas Eve.
That was nice.
That sounds like so much fun.
Sounds like
Yeah.
nerds.
Well, I've seen pictures from my friend's house during Christmas, and she's drinking a lot of beers. And there's some reading. Yeah, there's reading.
Hey everybody, it's that time. You need to post your work. John's gonna in a minute, he's gonna open up Instagram. We're gonna look at everybody's art. So start posting #illustration isolation and add visual arts passage.
I'm
Tag us
looking
on
at it
Instagram.
now. It's good.
Yeah, but we'll give everybody like a minute and a half. So do it now. Don't wait.
These were really fun choices.
Yeah, these
Cassandra.
are great.
Hey, thanks.
And you did some like good goofing.
You guys don't have to be so positive about it. I mean,
Incredible. And
I've been
just
doing-
incredible references.
92
Best reference ever.
You should
Yeah.
get-
Gone through a little bit of a lull recently, over the last year, but so really picked it up, John. I
Yeah.
mean, wait, John, you did do it?
I think Cassandra did an excellent job.
Thanks, guys.
And I'm really hoping that if we all tell her that, she'll continue to find reference.
Yeah, I know, right. It's like, John, just let us compliment Cassandra so we could get her to just keep doing it. So that's one less thing you have to do.
I'd never consider anything like that, right?
That's the thing is like, but babe, you're so good at emptying the dishwasher.
Yeah.
I really love how you sweep.
Good at it.
I
Yeah.
can't vacuum like you can. I mean, you're just
You're
truly
just
skilled.
so good.
You're so much better at folding the laundry than I am.
Rule is bad at everything.
You could just dust all those tough to reach spots.
There's some really fun stuff in here.
Oh, I believe it. I can't wait.
Oh, some really cool stuff. Chuck Todd just nailed something it's so well done.
What? Chuck doing something awesome? Shocking.
I
Yeah,
know.
Chuck's not banned yet. That's more the shocking thing.
The hard part for me is getting past the Doug Bell gallery at the top of it.
Yeah, I know.
They're starting to fill in with other things.
I get a lot of them in my feed that have nothing to do with illustration isolation, so go
Oh,
through and
I know.
hide them.
Okay, so I'm going to refresh one more time. Are we ready to go?
Bring it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. All right. I just hit refresh. Come on, baby. Here we go. Get past this Doug Bell stuff. Look at some of this stuff. It's great.
Oh,
Oh, did the whole
fantastic.
figure?
Man,
All right. That's
That has to be Devin.
Whoa,
really nice.
Well
Yes.
done.
Timmy got all of it in.
Even got the feather beautifully.
There's some really fun stuff in here.
So great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that one on the left right there.
Yeah. Oh, that's really good too, Joe.
Great. Yeah.
Anybody that does two figures, I always
Yeah.
I always open it. That's the rule.
That's AJ probably, right? Yep,
Oh,
there it is.
yeah.
Of course it is.
Fantastic.
Two figures. Got
There,
us.
2 figures. Yep.
Oh, Sienna, that is so
Really?
good.
Oh, wow.
Really good.
Man, never mind, Chuck. Well, I won't even open it.
Wow.
I'll save you.
That's
I
awesome.
love it. It's so good. Way to go, Potato Prophet.
There it is. Both figures. Got to open it. Nice.
Oh yeah, I like that. I like
That's
that a
cool.
lot.
That was such a good image for like grouping the darks.
Jeff, that's so fun. You were saying you had such a tough time, but I love it.
Let's go. Okay, check it out. Gary.
Gary.
Oh my gosh, Gary.
You really
Wow.
got her
That
profile.
is so
Man,
good.
that's wrong, Gary. Can't be doing that to us.
Yeah, that's a ban. That's an
Man.
insta ban. Report that post, John.
I
Yeah, our,
totally forgot.
our
Wait,
rules are
I
different
see-
in here. It has nothing to do with nudity. It's all about the quality of your drawing.
Yeah,
I see
yeah.
Marcy's bunny. Can you go up one, John? I see, like, I love Marcy's bunny.
Oh,
There you go.
there we
Yes.
go. That is
That's
great.
great.
That's
That's
perfect
great.
subject matter for Marcy.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like Tina from Bob's Burgers.
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh yeah, yeah. Look at man, everyone rocking the
Oh, everyone's
Figures.
doing so good.
Two figures. Nice, Gary.
Oh,
wow.
Kermit is perfect.
Yeah, that Kermit is perfect.
I have a Kermit.
Oh my gosh, you do.
I just
Oh, that's awesome.
Incredible. Like his
Oh,
best.
That's
Yep.
really good. Timmy, are you
Oh
gonna
my goodness, I
talk to
just
us
saw it,
as
Timmy.
Kermit for the rest of the episode?
I used to do Kermit impersonation all the time.
I'm Kermit the Frog. Yeah.
Kermit the Frog here.
That's good.
That's good. That's
Why
good.
hasn't Kermit been hosting illustration
I
isolation?
know. We're only finding out now.
Oh no, and then I can do
Oh,
Miss
Chuck,
Piggy.
that's hilarious.
Miss Piggy goes, Kermit. You can only yell Miss Piggy though. That's hard.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. What happened?
We saw it.
You just gotta move on.
You just
Karen,
gotta
I did
believe.
see it. It looked cool.
Oh, both figures. I gotta open it.
Nice.
There's I highly
Oh,
recommend
no.
Oh, that's a great one right there. The
Oh yeah.
There's a whole range of
Oh,
them.
that the whole
The
row
one
is
on the
good.
left of that too.
Yeah,
that
I
whole
was looking to
row's-
the left too.
Yeah. See, I should have done
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
That kind of looked like that looks like American Psycho elf. Doesn't it? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this whole
Hey,
feed
Heather.
tonight is making me so
Nice.
happy.
Ellie.
Really nice.
Really nice, Sally. Both figures. Nice,
That's
Marcy.
great.
Good one. I had to look at this.
These make me so happy.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Everybody's got both figures in here.
How could you
Uh-oh.
not?
I'm not supposed to do this. Yeah. If I click, hold on. I'll get to the. Oh no, that's just a reference. Never mind.
Yeah.
But it's still always like mesmerizing to watch.
We can see it right here in its finished
Yeah.
state.
There we go.
There we go.
That's fun.
Yeah. Timmy, I'm still expecting you to talk like Kermit.
The thing that I watched Seth MacFarlane does a really good Kermit, and he does a whole bit that's Kermit reading for the part of Liam Neeson in Taken.
That's awesome.
Oh,
He's like,
I have a special set of skills.
I have a very special set of skills. I will find you and I will kill you.
Oh, hey, Timmy, Felicity thinks that your jacket looks like Elf.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because it's green, and then the collar, like the
Oh
hood,
yeah.
it does.
That's where Timmy went to elf school. That's where he went
Yep.
to school.
Timmy's doing elf cosplay for the Christmas
Oh,
tree.
that
Now
looks
we're
great too, Jeff.
we're realizing that the Felicity's still listening.
Told you.
Yep. Man, a lot of dueling figures here.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice, Nicole.
That one of the right school too.
Yeah, I gotta open it. Wow, cool. Okay.
Oh,
one-
I love how you handled like the black and white and then making Kermit green. That's so great.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, this is fun.
That's cool.
2 figures.
So good. I'm looking at the one below.
That's awesome.
So good.
AJ, that's so great.
That
That's
font,
card.
That's really good. That needs
the
to be a
font
poster.
like captures the tone so well.
Yeah.
Yes, really fantastic.
Both figures.
So fun. Good color.
We still haven't gotten to Chuck's piece yet that I'm very proud of. I hope I didn't miss it. If not, I'll find it. These are so fun.
Oh my
They
gosh.
are.
I'm just gonna
I
click
just
through.
love seeing all the elves in a row.
I know. That's why I'm, going through the
It's
whole.
almost kind of creepy.
Oh, here we go. These are all fun, but check this piece out. I love this thing.
Oh, that's
Oh,
great.
That is
yeah.
spectacular.
Heck, that's awesome.
I saw a message from Rebecca. We missed Felicity's post. I think we should reload it to check out what Felicity contributed.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're at the end anyway. So,
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
okay.
Yeah. So yeah, just run it up to the top. Yeah. Cool.
Here we go.
Oh, awesome.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, please
That's
frame
awesome.
that.
Awesome, Felicity.
Please frame that.
You got that face perfectly.
Very well done. That's nice too. That's
Good
nice.
job, Sally.
Sally, way to go, Sally. That's really gorgeous. Wow.
Great. Love it.
All right, everybody. I guess we need to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. And thank you, everybody. Cassandra, thank you for getting the reference. Ray, thank you for joining us. Bill, thank you for being here. Audrey, awesome. Glad you joined. Timmy, thank you. I think that's everybody.
Yeah, happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, everyone.
This was really fun.
It was
Yeah,
so
great.
fun.
Have a
Hey,
great-
congratulations again, John.
Yeah,
Yeah.
congrats,
Yeah.
John. That's great.
Thanks so much. Take care, everybody.
All right, take care. Bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.